guilty.
The ASAP Rocky trial just took a wild turn, and prosecutors ain't happy about it. Rocky just dodged a major bullet. He was found not guilty on both felony charges for allegedly firing a weapon at his former friend ASAP Relli. But here's where it gets messy. Prosecutors now believe Rihanna had a hand in swaying the jury. They're saying she used their youngins and her superstar influence to paint Rocky as a family man and shift public sympathy in his favor. When the verdict dropped, the courtroom went crazy. Fans, supporters, and even Rihanna herself erupted in cheers as Rocky jumped straight into her arms. The man was crying, she was crying, even his mom was crying. It was a whole emotional scene. And get this, Rocky straight up told the jury, "Thank y'all for saving my life." That man knew what was on the line. He was facing over 20 years in prison, and just like that, he walked free. The judge barely got a word in before the celebration took over the room. But here's the thing, prosecutors are now side-eyeing how this all played out. They had offered Rocky a deal before trial, 6 months in jail and probation if he pleaded guilty, but he refused, choosing to gamble on a jury instead. And guess what? It worked.
That he was going to settle his dispute with a gun. The only question that you are here to answer is, that night in Hollywood.
Now people are wondering, was this really about evidence, or did Rihanna play a bigger role in tipping the scales? Prosecutors took issue with Rihanna bringing their youngins to court. One of the biggest complaints from the prosecution, Rihanna bringing their youngins into the courtroom. District Attorney John Lewin made it clear to the jury, don't fall for it. He straight up told them, this is not something you're allowed to consider. We are all responsible for what we do. He wasn't trying to hear all that family man talk. He even called out the little ones giggling during closing arguments, basically saying, yeah, they're cute, but don't let that cloud your judgment. But here's where it gets interesting. The judge actually had to step in and shut it down. After a break, he made it clear, no more talking about Rihanna or the little ones being in the courtroom. That's how big of a distraction they had become. But let's be real, even without words, the image of Rihanna sitting there with their 2 youngins was powerful. You think that didn't leave an impression? You think the jury didn't feel some type of way seeing those babies while deciding whether to send their dad to prison? Come on now. Rocky wasn't about to take the easy way out. When the judge asked him if he had gone over the plea deal with his team, he said, yeah, they spoke to me about it in detail. I respectfully decline, thank you. Rocky was betting on the jury to see things his way, and with Rihanna and their little ones front and center, he had a strong shot at walking free.
Totally your decision to either get on the stand or waive your right to testify and not testify. I'm on my right to not testify.
The judge tried to make it clear, you're not going to get any special treatment. Your status as an entertainer, your status as the significant other of Rihanna, that's not going to inure to your benefit, and it's not going to inure to your harm. But looking at how things went down, it's no wonder the prosecution didn't want the jury to feel swayed by those little ones sitting in the room. Now here's the real question. How did this case move so fast? Because let's keep it a buck. Rocky's trial lasted 3 weeks. The jury made their decision in 3 hours. That's it. Compare that to Young Thug's YSL trial, 2 years behind bars before he even got a chance to fight his case. And that's before he was convicted on probation and given time served.
I've learned from my mistakes. You know, I come from nothing and I've made something and I didn't take full advantage of it.
Then you got YNW Melly. He's been locked up even longer and his case is still dragging. No movement, no verdict, just sitting.
This is a death penalty case. He's a death penalty defendant. It's his decision.
Yes, but it says here the trial court must either conduct an inquiry to determine whether the asserted conflict of interest will impair the defendant's Sixth Amendment right or appoint separate counsel.
What's the difference? Power, influence, backing. Rocky had Rihanna in his corner, a woman with billion-dollar status, global influence, and connections that reach beyond the industry. So ask yourself, did Rocky win because of the evidence, or because he had the kind of backing that other rappers could only dream of? Let's be real, Rihanna is one of the most influential women on the planet. She's not just a singer, she's a billionaire, a business mogul, and the mother of Rocky's 2 youngins. And during this trial, she played her role perfectly. She was there in court, sitting front and center between Rocky's mother and sister. She made sure the cameras caught her supporting her man, reminding the jury that this isn't just a rapper on trial. This is a father, a family man, someone with responsibilities.
My best wishes. Again, thank you. The admonition to not discuss the case no longer applies. You can talk about the case with anybody you want to or nobody if you don't want to.
And let's talk about the timing. Right before the trial, Rihanna started posting more family photos, making sure the world saw Rocky in dad mode. Was this a PR move? Prosecutors think so. They believe she used public sympathy to make sure Rocky wasn't seen as just another rapper with a gun charge. It ain't the first time we've seen celebrities use their influence in court. But the real question is, did it actually sway the jury? Now that Rocky's free, prosecutors are heated. They believe Rihanna's presence and the way she played the media gave him an unfair advantage. Think about it. The jury deliberated for only 3 hours before clearing Rocky of all charges. 3 weeks of trial, and they decided in 3 hours? That's got prosecutors convinced that the jury was already leaning toward letting him walk. And what's the first thing Rocky did when he was cleared? He ran straight to Rihanna. That moment went viral immediately. It wasn't just a legal win, it was a public victory too. The world saw a father reuniting with his family, not a man accused of a crime. Now the prosecution feels like they never stood a chance. With Rihanna by his side, the jury was already seeing Rocky as the innocent family man, not the guy they were trying to convict. After the not guilty verdict, Rihanna wasted no time letting the world know who she was giving credit to. She took to Instagram with a short but powerful message. The glory belongs to God and God alone. Thankful, humbled by his mercy. That's it. No extra words, no long explanations, just straight faith. She made it clear that, in her eyes, this was divine intervention. As for Rocky, the scene outside the courthouse was pure chaos. The moment he stepped out, reporters, YouTubers, and fans swarmed him, all pushing to get a reaction. Cameras flashing, mics in his face, everybody wanted to hear what he had to say. Through all the madness, Rocky made one thing clear. This whole situation has been wild. 4 years of stress, court dates, and uncertainty finally came to an end. He didn't hold back on how much relief he felt to be free. He knew this could have gone another way, but he beat the odds.
We want to thank the jury for making the right decision, you know, and I'm just so thankful. This is crazy right now. This whole experience has been crazy for the past 4 years, but I'm thankful. Nonetheless, I'm thankful, and we're blessed to be here right now, to be a free man talking to y'all. Thank you. All praise to God.
And while Rocky was celebrating his freedom, the prosecution wasn't exactly thrilled. District Attorney Nathan Hochman put out a statement making it clear that they weren't just letting Rocky walk because of his status. Our office remains committed to seeking accountability for those who break the law, no matter their status or influence. Fame does not place anyone above the law, and we will not waver in our pursuit of justice for victims and the community. So while Rocky walked free, the DA made sure to remind everyone that they're still watching. But at the end of the day, the jury made their decision, and Rocky is officially a free man. Of course, the internet had a lot to say about Rihanna showing up to court with her youngins. Some people thought it was completely normal and didn't understand why the prosecution was making a big deal about it. One user pointed out, why shouldn't she not be in court even with their youngins? Most people do have their youngins in court, and isn't that normal? But not everyone saw it that way. Others felt like Rihanna was playing chess, knowing that bringing the youngins could pull at the jury's heartstrings and work in Rocky's favor. One person commented, bringing babies to court will draw sympathy and lighten whatever sentence he may get. Then there were those who respected Rihanna for standing by her man no matter what. In an industry where people switch up fast, seeing her ride for Rocky through the ups and downs earned her some respect. One person said, I'm rocking with Riri. People are so quick to walk out on someone during the hard times. We've seen them together all the time during the good times. So why be mad that she's there through the bad? Heaven forbid y'all need someone to stand by you. At the end of the day, opinions are split. Some believe Rihanna was just being a supportive partner, while others feel she played the system. At the end of the day, Rocky is free, and Rihanna got what she wanted, her man back home. But the debate ain't over. Did Rihanna really manipulate the jury, or was she just standing by her man like any woman would? Was this about Rocky's innocence, or did his superstar fiancé change the way people saw him? Either way, one thing's clear, this case had more than just legal arguments at play. What do y'all think? Did Rihanna's presence and influence sway the jury, or was Rocky truly innocent all along? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.